What's up guys, it's Radius here. Some of you guys already know that I'm a car guy, and originally on my channel I used to post a lot of car videos, specifically of my Camaros that I had, how-tos, stuff, racing, engine work, things like that. That was originally when I was in Texas, and it's actually almost exactly 2 years ago when I moved here. So this will my 2-year anniversary here in Canada will be in a couple days. But I moved here, I sold the Camaros. I just picked up a new project/toy a few weeks ago, and it's a 1972 K10. So this is my new little project, and I love doing car stuff. I love working on them, doing videos about them. So start posting videos about them on my YouTube again, specifically stuff on this. Now I'll go out and show you in a second, but I'm in my garage because if I go outside it's a little windy, and I'm just recording on my iPhone right now because my nice camera's hooked up for streaming, and I don't know where Mia's GoPro is at, so we'll go out there in a second and I'll show it to you. So for my project/toys, I like to drive them. I don't want to just trailer them or park them in the garage all the time. I like to drive them. And I want a 2-wheel drive specifically, but being up here in Canada where it's basically snow 7 months of the year, 2-wheel drive in a truck wouldn't be very smart. So I got a 4x4. This one luckily was able to fit most of the things that I wanted. Here, I still gotta stay in the garage. It does have an ugly 90s bed. So first things I'm gonna do to it, let's talk about that. First things I'm gonna do to it is get rid of the ugly 90s bed. Not my thing. Some people might like it, just not my thing. I don't like the way it looks. Now the truck is lifted quite a bit, probably 4 or 5 inches. I'm going to lower it. Now when I say lower it, I'm going to return to stock height. Lifting is not my thing. I prefer lowering, but again, it's a 4x4. I'm not going to slam it or lower. I'm just going to put it back to stock height. Wheels, I'm not a fan of on this body. Like these, it looks like there was a discount tire special, so I don't like those wheels. It's a 4-speed 350 for the most part. It's pretty clean. The body's not too bad of a shape. I think the worst parts on it are probably the doors. And I'll show that to you guys. Let's go ahead and go out. There's a little bit of surface rust on the roof. Hopefully you can see it. Camera up, you can see that. But the worst part is the doors. But I also got this truck with the intention of learning how to weld, because I don't know how to weld or do any major body work. Interior is very clean. The seat's real nice. Steering wheel, it's kind of cool, I guess. Already got a different radio in it. This truck is actually factory AC. Eventually I'm going to take out because I don't care to have AC in my toys, and also we're in Canada. We don't really need it. We don't even have AC in the house. It did have carpet in it, but I took it out because I wanted to inspect the floor. For the most part, it looks pretty good. There's just a lot of surface rust right here because of the carpet held moisture, and this didn't have whatever this is. I don't know what this is. If you know, let me know. Some kind of solid deadener, but I'm going to take it out so I can inspect it and clean it up and, have just the regular floor painted. It has this stupid texture on the roof too. I don't know if that's, I think that's something they did, like PR15 or something. I'm also going to put 3-point seat belts in it because it only has one seat belt, and luckily I do have the factory mounting points for a 3-point seat belt. Just got to pop that little grommet out or wherever that is. The ugly 90s bed. I don't like the little black body line because it makes the truck just look smaller. Underneath is not too bad. For the most part, you're not going to find a car here in Canada that doesn't have surface rust or rust, but the frame is fairly clean. It looks like someone PR15 or something right aligned underneath. I don't know the condition underneath it though. It's going to kind of be a pain to take that stuff off. Eventually I want to separate the cab. I can't tell if, right here, if they put just a cap over the cab corner and just weld that over it so the original metal's still there, or what. But eventually I want to separate the frame and or the cab from the frame and clean it up. It's not that bad. Also, since I'm here, I don't know 4x4s. This is my first 4x4. I never really looked into 4x4s. I don't really know lifts. I've never really looked into lifts. If you can help me identify how this is lifted. I know that it has this big freaking block right there. But is that it? Is that the only thing that's lifting this in the back? I'm pretty sure I can just remove that lift or that block right there and lower down. I don't know if these are aftermarket leaf springs that are raising it up in the back. So if you're good with this stuff, let me know. As far as I know, I think I can just remove that block. From the front, I don't know how the front is lifted. I think these are aftermarket lifting leaf springs, because I think the factory has only like two or three spring leaves, and these have a little bit of an arch to it. So if you know how this front is lifted, let me know. I believe that the leaf springs are factory supposed to be on top of the front axle or differential. But yeah, fairly clean underneath. I'm gonna stand right here so hopefully I can block some wind. Engine bay is fairly also clean. Firewall still got nice paint on it. Inner fender's got some nice paint on it. Engine's just a 350. Factory AC. I don't really care for, again, to have air conditioning in these kind of toys. Sorry about the wind if it's being loud. I want to take the AC out, have more room, and I'll keep it. But we don't even have AC in our house, so I don't really care about the AC. Not too bad of shape. Alright, so I'm coming here and talk. That way the wind noise is not there. I gotta get this thing safetied for insurance. Of course, first things when you buy a car that never works is your horn. I fixed that already. Pretty simple to do, but if you want to know how the horn wiring works, if you're having trouble or you're curious, let me know down below and I can show you how I kind of diagnosed it. For me, it was just corrosion. My rear reverse lights stopped working or didn't work. When I bought the truck, Mia said that they worked, but when I went to go get it safetied, they didn't work. So I believe I know why they aren't working, and it's the reverse switch on top of the transmission, which I'll show you guys probably in this video real quick. If you want a more in-depth video on that, I can make that too. And then I gotta do the emergency brakes, which I'm gonna do today. The right rear drum is not attached to anything, so it's just hanging there. And actually the e-brake doesn't work that well. It won't really hold the truck. It'll slowly roll back without keeping it in gear to hold it. So gotta fix that. What the heck, did y'all see that bird? So that's it on the truck for now. It's fairly clean. I don't know if I talked about this earlier, but I want to put a wood bed in it, and I got this bed. It's in not bad shape, but I decided to put a wood bed in it because it's originally what I wanted, and it might cost a little more, but my friend and I have this little mentality of buy once, cry once. You spend more money in the beginning to get what you want, and you end up saving money in the end versus half-assing it and having to rebuy it in the end anyway. So I got a full bed in here that I'm actually going to refurbish, and I'm going to sell it. So if you're in Canada, Alberta, you're looking for a 68 to 72 fleet size short bed, I got one. It'll be in pretty good condition after I'm done with it and get it nice and prepped for the next owner. Alright, I got it in the garage to work on it. In a future video, I'll let y'all hear it. For the most part, it sounds like a truck. It sounds like an old truck. It's got some Magnaflow exhaust under there, but it's got the factory clutch fan attached to the engine, so it's got that loud fan noise. I wouldn't mind putting an electric fan in there later. Oh, one thing I forgot. It leaves a strong gas smell leaving it overnight, and like if we leave it overnight in the garage, open up the door to go in the garage smells like gas, and I think it's something to do with it being a 72 California truck. You can't see it, but fuel lines evap runs up there, and I think there's an evap canister inside underneath the battery. So for now, I'll deal with it because I want to put the new bed on. I want to put in a rear gas tank because having the gas tank behind the driver's seat is kind of weird. Okay, you can kind of see it. That's a gas tank. So one last thing. If you're a subscriber to my channel for video game stuff, there will still be video game stuff, but there will be car videos now. My channel was never intended to be just strictly video games, strictly cars. My channel is more for about me and stuff that I do. So if you're stuck for video games, there'll still be video games, but there'll be some car stuff. If you're new and you sub, expect to see some random video game stuff. So that's it for me, guys. If you want to see that horn video, let me know and I'll show you how to do the little wiring on the horns. It's fairly easy. Next thing I'm gonna do is I'll show you guys the reverse switch and how I got that all figured out. That's a bit more of a challenging task, I guess, than the horn. So that's it for now, guys. See you guys in the next one.